These stadium renovations, are those anything that are going to be noticeable for the fans?
Shit. Yeah, we got the whole home sideline is gone. Hey, now, the cool thing is if you go to like Seminoles.com, you can see it's up to the date, like showing the transformation. Like so Doak has never sat more than 85,000. I've played in Doak and that's standing room only. So like that's not the official count has always been like 82, 83,000. If they want to pack people in, they can get 85. Now, what that doesn't take account for people is suites and press box. So there's a lot more people there than that. So I think when it's all said and done, Doak will seat 72,000, I believe. But that doesn't take into account for the new stadium suites. And like there's still going to be a massive amount of people in Doak. And the cool thing is Doak was never built like everybody, like the big house and all. It started off as, if you think about the old school high school stadiums with the bleachers that expand out, that's what Doak went actually. And the reason why, even though there's much argument to it being named after this guy, considering he's probably rolling over in his grave that I played at Florida State. But the only reason it's named after him is because he's the one who found the land and helped raise the funds for Florida State to actually have a football stadium. So I cannot agree with the person, but also understand why. Like, that's a pretty important feat, you know what I'm saying? But we never knocked it down and started from scratch. We only built it. They used to call it the erector set. Mm-hmm. So this is the first time in the history, since the 1950s, where they're actually taking the opportunity to build it the way that it needs to be built. So it's probably going to end up being louder with 72,000 people than it was with 85. And Doak really got loud already, but it was never as loud as it could be. And I'll put it in perspective. I have this video from the Notre Dame game, and somebody was at the top of the Capitol. You can basically see the whole city, but you can see Doak from the top of the Capitol, and it was amazing. It was well lit, but somebody had a video from inside. It's like you're talking about I'd say 5 miles away from the stadium. You can hear how loud Doak was on that game from the Capitol all the way at the top, and you can see it. It was an incredible video. So, like I said, it's gonna look gorgeous. It'll be a great stadium when it's on.
I was pulling up some info and pics while you were saying that. 1950 was when Doak Campbell Stadium was built. See some old school pictures there of when it was just, it's got that high school stadium look with the complete open ends at that point. Yep. Good stuff. George, what's going on there at the Renegade Report?
Fun times. We just hit 2,200 subscribers. So we're trying to get to about 3,000 by the time we hit the season. Me and Jen just had a big show breaking down this whole thing, the ACC's 41 objections and what Florida State was likely going to bring forward, what it meant, all the different dates. So that was yesterday. Go check that one out. That was a big hit. Hoping that one hit about 5,000 views. And then we had Brian McFadden on. We were lucky to have him on Sunday. We've got, I don't know if I'm not allowed to announce who we've got Sunday, but we've got another former player coming on Sunday. So we got a couple things in the works, looking at maybe starting a little shorter show, like a 30-minute show for fun. So all kinds of fun stuff. We're going to be at the tailgate, hanging out and helping Chris, CJ, and James with that whole deal over there in Tallahassee. So look, I'm here to tell you, anything that James and Chris and these guys have said about this tailgate, I promise you they're underselling it. Okay, I was there last year. You got to think last year, Chris, James, we've all had like explosive growth. It's been amazing. These guys were 4,000 subscribers last year, and it was huge. I met Snoop Menace. I met Peter Warwick. I met Kenny Shaw, James Wilder Jr., Carlos Williams, E.G. Green. Did I say Snoop Menace, my favorite player of all time? But like, it's unreal. You're going to get to meet blue chip recruits. I met Cam Davis, Luke Cromenhawk, Camden Fryer, all these guys at the spring game last year. Parents, coaches. I got to meet Coach Tony Tokars. A couple different coaches stopped by, different celebrities that were in the house. It's going to be an amazing experience. And if you've got a kid, I believe they have super like 12 and unders free or something. They have super affordable prices for kids, and for March it's only $20. So make sure you get over there and buy tickets to the spring game. Me, Jen, Chris, CJ, James, we all want to see you guys out there. It's going to be a ton of fun. And make sure you get to Tallahassee. It's at 4 o'clock. So the game. So make sure you're there before noon or around noon to start partying up.
4 o'clock on the 20th. Okay. Might have to make a day of it there. Why Snoop Menace?
Snoop Menace. So, I got asked this question on yesterday's live stream. Somebody asked how me and Jen became fans of Florida State. So I'm going to age myself. I was born in 91. So when I became a Florida State fan, it was those Winky, Peter Bork, but Snoop Menace. When I was a kid, I didn't realize, I don't know what it was. Like, I didn't realize the P-Dub thing. Maybe that was a little bit, I don't know, for whatever reason. I like the name Snoop. I don't know if I like Snoop Dogg or Snoopy the cartoon, but Snoop Menace was my dude. And I, just remember seeing those first ever like YouTube highlights on like AOL dial up of him catching long touchdowns and stuff. And I get mixed up. I think it's the Tennessee game or the Oklahoma game. He didn't get to play due to grades or some BS.
Oklahoma.
And
Right.
yeah, I swear to this day, we win that game by 2 touchdowns if Snoop and a couple other guys played that should have played. But yeah, that's it. That's why Snoop's my dude. And you want to talk about one of the nicest, most gracious, humble guys ever. You're talking about a year ago. I hadn't even started the video podcast. At that time, I just had the little website, write my articles. I had released, done a couple audio podcasts, and we were lined up to do the post-game show. But like I said, hadn't even been on video, and those guys were all super supportive. And Snoop and Kenny in particular really they couldn't have been more awesome for somebody that they didn't know from Adam, and really cool stuff. So yeah, make sure y'all get out there for that tailgate. It'll be a lot of fun.